Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the Pro 78 SE radar detector by Whistler. We've got two versions of this radar detector. We've got the older version here that's got the regular LED display, and we've got the newer version that's got the organic LED display. Today we're just going to be taking a look at the newer version, so we'll set this one aside for now. Let's start off at the back here. We've got the lens cover for the antenna, and right above that we've got the slot where our windshield bracket is going to lock into place. Over here on the side we've got our power and volume switch, and this little pill-shaped button back here on the back, that's going to be the bracket release button. Over here on the other side we've got our power input, and then here is the light sensor for the auto dim feature. On the top of the radar detector here towards the back we've got the low profile alert periscopes, and right here in the center this is where our speaker is located. And a little bit more toward the front here we've got the four control buttons: the dark button, the quiet button, city, and menu. And of course again right here on the front, this is where we've got our organic LED display. Alright, so let's take a look and see what happens when we power it on.
X band, K band, KA band, laser.
As you can see, it goes through a little power on self-test here, and we get to see which features are turned on and off. We get to hear what the alerts sound like, and it shows us what it's going to be displayed on the screen. It winds up in the factory default of highway. So let's take a look at some of the settings that we can change on this detector. First, if we press the dark button here, this is going to change the illumination of the display. First button we press is going to get us into the dim feature, which just slightly dims the brightness of the display. And if we press it again, it takes us into the dark. It's a little bit dimmer, and then when we do get an alert, the display is going to shut off completely. And once that alert passes, the display will come back on. Press the button one more time, we'll hear two beeps, and it'll go back to full illumination. Alright, the next button here is the quiet button. And what's going to happen when we press this button, we've got two different ways that it's going to control the detector. If you press the quiet button when you're not getting an alert, it's going to put you into the auto quiet mode. What this is going to do is you'll get a couple of seconds of normal volume from your alert, and then the volume is going to drop down to the lowest level. So
Auto quiet.
there we can see the auto quiet mode is engaged, and if we press the button again, we'll hear two beeps and it'll go back to normal. Now if you press this button during an alert, what that's going to do is going to mute that alert and anything within 20 seconds of it. And then after 20 seconds have gone by with no alerts, the volume will return to the normal level. The next button we've got over here is going to be the city button. And when we press that, that's going to take us from highway into city mode.
City.
And the first city mode, what this is going to do, the only thing it changes is the audio alert. It's similar to the auto quiet mode, but when you press this, whenever you get an alert, all you're going to hear is two beeps instead of your normal audio alert. If we press the city button again, we get into the city 1 mode.
City 1.
And what this is going to do, you'll get your normal audio alerts just like you're in highway mode, but the sensitivity of the X band is going to be decreased. That way you're not as likely to pick up false alerts from alarms and automatic doors and that sort of thing. If we press the city button one more time, that's going to take us into the city 2 mode.
City 2.
And this is going to completely disable X-band detection, so you will not receive any X-band alerts. If we press the city button one more time, it's going to take us back to the default of highway. Alright, the next button on the unit here is going to be the menu button. If we press this, it's going to get us into the option select mode, and there's several features in here that we can turn on and off and change the way the unit functions. So if we press the menu button, the first thing that comes up is going to say S1 power. Now the first two features here, S1 and S2, are features that are associated with the optional power cord, the IntelliCord, and that is available for purchase on our website. If we continue on, the first function that we come to is the auto dim feature. We went over this earlier with the light sensor on the side of the detector. Now the way that we're going to control the settings is with the dark button and the quiet button. The auto dim feature is defaulted to on, and if we press the quiet button, we can see it's going to turn off. If we want to turn it back on, we just press, again, the dark button, and it's back on. And let's move on. The next option here, tone 3. We've got several different settings here that are going to change the way the audible tones sound. The next function on here is the test on. This is for the power on self-test at the beginning. We can press the quiet button here and turn this function off. Now the unit will still go through the automatic self-test, but it will not make any sound when it does so. The next option is X on. The Pro 78 SE does have the ability to turn individual bands on and off. Again, press the quiet button to turn it off, press the dark button to turn it on. K-band on, same thing. The next option here, KA Max ID. Alright, so what this is saying is the KA band is turned on, as well as the KA Max mode, which increases your KA band sensitivity. And then we've also got the radar signature ID turned on, which is going to display the frequency of certain KA band alerts. We've got several different options here that we can select. If we press the dark button again, now we've got just our KA Max mode turned on. Here we've got the KA band turned off. Here we've got the KA band turned on. And here we've got the KA band turned on with radar signature ID. And press it one more time, we're back to the default of KA Max ID. Alright, the next option in our menu is going to be laser. The default here is just your normal laser alerts, but you can press the dark button and change it over to laser signature ID. And then we press it one more time and we've got the laser turned off. And then again, and we're back to our laser normal. Next option on the list is going to be the SWS, or Safety Warning System. If this is available in your area, here we can just press the dark button and turn the Safety Warning System back on. Press the quiet button and we've got the Safety Warning System turned off. Press the menu again, and our next option is Voice On. This is for the voice alerts, where it announces the type of band that it's alerting to. Again, we just press here on the quiet button on the front and turn the voice off. Now we only get our tone alerts. Press the dark button and it comes back on. Next option in the list here is the pop mode. If pop is used in your area, you can, of course, press the dark button, turn that back on, and the quiet button, turn it back off. Next option on the list here, we've got the battery saver. Now, this is defaulted to on. And what that's going to do is, after a period of time, if there are no buttons pressed, the detector will alarm and then turn itself off. If we press the quiet button, we can turn the battery saver off and back on. Next option here is going to be the filter settings. To increase the filtering of the KA band, we can press the dark button and filter 1, or more filtering to filter 2. Next is going to be the LED. This is defaulted to blink. This is going to control the low profile periscopes on the top of the detector. These will blink by default when you get an alert. We can change that to where the LEDs are always off, or where the LEDs are always on. Next option here on the list, and this is a new feature for the Pro 78 SE along with the organic LED display that you're not going to find on the old version. It's the traffic flow signal rejection. And this can help filter out false alerts from traffic flow monitoring systems. So if those are in your area, you can turn this on and it'll help to reduce false alerts from those. And press the menu button again, we're back to the top, and that pretty well wraps up all the features here on the Pro 78 SE radar detector. To exit the menu, we can press the power button one time, and we're back to our defaults. If you make some changes and you want to get back to the factory defaults, it's pretty simple here. We'll just remove the power cord from the detector, and then while the detector is turned off, we're going to hold down the power button and the quiet button. And then while we're holding those two buttons down, we're going to plug the power cord into the detector. When we do so, it'll show factory reset on the screen, and we'll hear two beeps. Once we've got those two beeps, we can let go of the detector and it will go through its normal startup.
K-band. K-A-band.
That is the Pro 78 SE radar detector. For more videos, check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Whistler Group Inc. Thanks for watching. Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the Pro 78 SE radar detector by Whistler. We've got two versions of this radar detector. We've got the older version here that's got the regular LED display, and we've got the newer version that's got the organic LED display. Today we're just going to be taking a look at the newer version, so we'll set this one aside for now. Let's start off at the back here. We've got the lens cover for the antenna, and right above that we've got the slot where our windshield bracket is going to lock into place. Over here on the side we've got our power and volume switch, and this little pill-shaped button back here on the back, that's going to be the bracket release button. Over here on the other side we've got our power input, and then here is the light sensor for the auto dim feature. On the top of the radar detector here towards the back we've got the low profile alert pair